I'm at Elkhart County's newest county park, Corson Riverwoods County Park, and we are going to learn all about it, including a focus on pollinators and really fun play pods. I can't wait to explore it with Ronda DeCaire, the director of Elkhart County Parks. Hi, Ronda. Beautiful sunny day. Tell us where we are, because this is brand new in 2026.
It is, and welcome, Evie, to Corson Riverwoods County Park. We are at the corner of County Road 37 and County Road 12, just northwest of Middlebury, and this is our newest county park.
That's great. What was the vision for this? Because when I'm here, it feels different from some of your other Elkhart County parks or St. Joseph County parks where I used to work. Tell me what the big idea was for here.
Yeah, so in 2018, Mr. Tom Corson donated this parcel of land. It's about 82 acres. And we sat down with him to try to figure out what he envisioned. And what he told us was, I just want to connect people with the outdoors and nature.
Nice.
And so it was great to not have a whole lot of restrictions and we could let our imaginations roll.
Oh, great. And it's positioned adjacent to a neighborhood. So I imagine it's a really nice resource for neighborhood families, but then also visitors from outside of the immediate area.
That is correct. We're next to Whiting Water Subdivision, and those folks have adopted this as their local park.
Yeah.
But we have had visitors from South Bend, Mishawaka, Elkhart, Goshen, LaGrange County, everywhere in the region coming out to the site.
You know, I always like to say, build it and they will come, right?
That's correct.
Build it and they will come. So the highlight here is kind of this fun, I think it's a 1.5 mile path,
Correct.
right? A play path, a pollinator play path. So we're going to visit some of the stations, but we're going to talk a little bit as we're walking in a little bit about planted here to attract pollinators.
Definitely.
And it just so happens it's June right now that you and I are doing this.
Yes.
It happens to be National Pollinator Week.
It is. The last week of June is always National Pollinator Week.
Okay, so how about if we go to at least one of these play pods that's right here behind us, and we can talk about what the idea is for each of these little fun play spaces.
Sounds great. Let's go, Evie.
As we're walking, we're passing by these fun story walk placards. So was this an Eagle Scout project?
It was an Eagle Scout project. We had a young man, Logan Labno, who lives next door in the neighborhood, and his brother loves to play over here. So he built a storybook trail in honor of his brother.
Oh, that's so wonderful. And the book that's up here now, and it changes, right? The book changes.
It does change, and we try to stick with a pollinator-themed book, and this month, or this quarter of the year, is about monarchs.
Perfect. There we go. Maybe we'll get to see some butterflies as we're walking. Maybe at the next play pod we'll see something.
Yes.
That's fun. Kind of as we're walking to the play spaces, there's beautiful flowers here, right? Was that part of the plan?
It was part of the plan. We worked with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and their partners for Wildlife Program, which involves the Turkey Federation, to plant 14 acres of prairie and over 7,000 trees at this site.
Wow, that's a lot. Obviously, the flowers that are here are helping pollinators, whether it's bees or wasps or butterflies. And certainly for monarch butterflies, this plant, common milkweed, is the best, right?
It is the best.
Yeah.
In fact, we just saw one fly away right before we approached this. But this is common milkweed. And so the monarchs will lay their egg on this plant. The caterpillars come out, they eat it, they build their chrysalis nearby and hatch into new monarchs.
New monarchs and all kinds of little critters. I see milkweed beetle and little flies and all kinds of things are on there. So definitely helping the pollinators.
Definitely.
I see a really fun space up there, so I want to go check that out.
Sounds good. Let's go.
Woo! Okay, this is super fun. So this play pad obviously features monarch. So let's talk about that, Rhonda. I'd see kind of like the life cycle of monarchs.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So this is our monarch play pad, which features a monarch that you can climb on, a caterpillar and leaf that you can climb through.
Fun.
And
they're so adorable.
they are adorable, and these have become great photographic spots for parents and kids.
I
But this area was really designed for toddlers in mind, so
Okay.
it's easy for them to climb. And we also wanted all the elements to be as accessible as possible. So, a child who doesn't have a lot of big climbing skills could easily get on this butterfly
yep.
and take a ride.
Yeah.
We have expression swings at one of our other play pods, so a mom or a dad can actually be on a swing with a child, and even with a child who has developmental disabilities can use those swings.
You know, I think sometimes people don't realize all the thought that goes into thinking about a play space for the broader community, right?
That's
That's
correct.
good for everybody. I want to go
That's
check
correct.
this out. Maybe I can crawl through.
Yes, you go for that.
Woo, okay.
So this is our monarch caterpillar that is larger than life. And the kids enjoy climbing on top of it, climbing through it. And it's just a magnificent piece, not only as a play, but as art.
Yeah, it really is, because
yeah.
it's so vibrant and so colorful.
Yes.
What are these little interesting?
So these are our musical features
Ooh.
that are in two of our play pods where you can play a tune.
Ooh.
There you
I don't know
are.
if I can play a tune, but I can at least make noise. That's fun.
There you are.
That's
So we
cute.
have these, yes, at two different sites.
Nice. So it kind of incorporating all the senses for kids.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Well, let's walk a little bit farther and see what else we can find, because this was super fun.
Sounds good. Let's go.
Rhonda, look at this American toad.
Oh, what a sweetie. I bet he's out here to eat some pollinators. you know.
Probably.
They are part of the food chain.
Probably.
And an important part.
Yeah,
So
and it's pretty plump, so I'm thinking it must be doing okay, but it's kind of a hot spot. So
It is a
hopefully,
hot spot.
hopefully if you and I walk by, it'll find a cooler spot. This is another play pod featuring ladybugs, right?
That's correct. A lot of people don't realize it, but ladybugs and other beetles are actually pollinators too.
Yeah, and in the case of ladybugs, they also eat a lot of things that might be kind of annoying in your gardens, like aphids, right? So they're
Correct.
super nice to have around. This one's kind of adorable, right?
Correct.
So let's see what else I love those eyeballs. I love big
So we have
eyeballs.
this climbing feature for toddlers, but then we also have for kids who want a little bit more excitement, the older children, these climbing tree pods
Wow.
and our mushroom steps to get up here.
Oh,
So
that's what those are for.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Super
So
cute.
lots of people have a lot of fun climbing on these elements and getting a bird's eye view of
Yeah, kind of
what's-
looking down
yeah,
on things.
what's in
Nice.
front and behind them.
Yeah, this mushroom is really adorable. You know, kind of behind us, I see a lot of trees. We've walked through some prairie-like areas, but when it was donated, what did the site look like?
So when we first came out to the site, it was a cornfield.
was.
And it had been utilized as a field for more than 80 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
quite a big difference. And what are some of the future plans maybe for this site?
Yeah, so we know that people love their trails and they love walking, and this trail's only 1.5 miles, so we do want to extend the trails on the north end of the park through some of the wooded wetland that's now growing, as well as give people some access to the rivers and hopefully a boardwalk eventually as we get more
okay.
donors and
Oh,
funders.
So lots of things to think about for the future, which is really fun. But already it's a great place for families because there are several other amenities like a shelter, right? There's a picnic shelter.
That's correct.
and a restroom too,
We
right?
have a modern restroom, we have a rentable shelter, bike racks, grills, so lots to see and
Lots
do
to
if you
do.
want to have a birthday party out here.
Oh, yeah.
What a great spot for
Oh yeah,
children's
And
birthday
let the
party.
kids kind of run and do their thing in the play spaces. That's really fun.
Yeah.
Well, this is a really fun and unique, something really different for the region, and I love that there's a play pod that features honeybees. You've got ladybugs, you've got monarchs, even birds, which we sometimes don't think of. And
correct.
I also know one other quick thing for families who are coming out on the website. You have it's almost like a pollinator scavenger hunt, right?
That's correct, and that's really was designed for all ages. So if people aren't into the bugs and the hummingbirds and the bees, they can come out and look for the flowers that are here. So we
Okay.
have an identification sheet that shows all those great
all
plants
those
that have been
beautiful
planted.
flowers, and they can kind of check them off in their head. I found that one,
Correct.
which is really fun. Rhonda, what was the philosophy behind the designs of these pods, in addition to sharing information about pollinators?
Right. So in a typical playground situation, you have one large playground and the moms and the dads and the grandmas sitting on benches.
Yep.
And the idea for this play path is for families to move together.
Okay, so whether it's walking or experiencing the play structures
Yes.
together, it's all about
Yes.
movement and
Yes.
great health aspect
Exactly.
to these features as well.
Exactly.
Well, I think this is delightful. I look forward to all of the new amenities in the years to come. Congratulations on this new park, and thank you for all that Elkhart County Park does. And hopefully folks will come on out to Corson Riverwoods County Park and experience it for themselves.
Thank you, Evie, for coming out today.
Remember, you can find your own outdoor elements when you visit area parks and natural areas. We'll see you soon.